Critical racism, or how I like to put it as fighting fire with gasoline, doubling down on shit that doesn't work. Southern Paladin opened up his video saying, not that he says this, but that the theory apparently is that the civil rights movement didn't work. I would agree with him, but the therefore is then what the problem is, right? So you say, I got this fish who likes to swim around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a fish tank and I'm going to fill it up with Diet Coke. I'm going to let my fish go in there and see how he does. He's swimming around, and then within 30 seconds he probably dies because he can't, the carbonated water and the sugar and all the other shit in there just ends up killing him, right? Very quickly. And you say, God damn it, that didn't work. Okay. Well, let's see. What should we try now? Let's try regular Coke. It's got more sugar in it. We gave him a Diet Coke. That wasn't potent enough. Let's give him regular Coke. So let's do it again. That's what critical race theory is. Let's fill up the fish tank with regular sugar Coke and let the fish go in there and see how well they do. Oh shit, they all died. They died even faster than in the Diet Coke. Man, that doesn't work either. Oh, I know what we need to do. We need to fill it up with Red Bull. That's even more potent. Let's fill up a 20-gallon fish tank with Red Bull. See how that works. Just double down on a bad idea. Keep throwing money at a problem that money ain't going to fix. You keep throwing all these stupid government policies at something that government policies ain't going to fix to begin with. You got the laws of this country, which were created by white men. And wow, we're really amazed that white people thrive in an environment where the laws were created by white people. Well, haven't black people been on this planet just as long as white people have? Some people would argue that black people have been on this planet longer than white people have. Black people have had their chance to create nations and laws and shit. Look at the whole continent of Africa. Do you see a bunch of nations at peace with each other, and a bunch of nations that are on the cutting edge of technology and education and this and that? No. Now, am I saying that to disparage black people? No, I'm just saying that white people just happen to have created a country that works. Doesn't work perfectly, but it's pretty powerful. And sorry that it works better for white people than it does for other people. I mean, it works pretty well for Asians too. Works okay for a lot of people. Just for some reason, doesn't seem to work out that well for black people. I don't know why. You could say that it goes back to our history of slavery. You could say all kinds of things. Slavery's been over for well over 200 years. I'm sorry, 150 years? About 150 years. Whatever. Slavery's been over for at least 4 generations. Maybe it takes longer than 4 generations for that shit to get weeded out. I mean, all the people who were slaves back then are dead, but they're their mindset and their culture is passed on, or their lack of culture, whatever you want to call it. Black people don't have a skin problem. They don't have an education problem. They don't have a inferior genetic problem. They have a culture problem. That's what they have. They have a problem of culture in general. The ideas passed down from generation to generation to generation. You can't trust the cops. You can't trust Whitey. You can't trust, you're a victim. These ideas just keep getting passed, and they're evil ideas. The poor me mentality. I need somebody to reach out and fix me. I can't fix myself. And then you have the white liberals that come along and they say, you're right, you can't fix yourself. You need somebody to fix you. Come here, I'm going to fix you up real good. I'm going to put a Band-Aid on your little bruises, and I'm going to give you money, and I nurse you back to health, and I'm going to buy you a little house, and I'm going to put you in a nice little neighborhood and get you off to a good little start. Here you go. Here's some low-income housing for you. Here you go. Have fun. Bye. I'm going to go now. Have fun with your low-income housing and your little this and your food stamps and your welfare. Let me know if you need anything. Come back 5 years later, people are murdering each other in your little low-income housing neighborhood. Drugs are rampant in your little low-income housing neighborhood that you created for them. No incentive. All they want now is they just want more. Wait a minute, you haven't given me a check in a while. I need a check. I need another check. This neighborhood's falling to shit and you need to give me some money to help clean it up. Really? Why is it falling to shit? Is it maybe because you guys didn't take care of it? I know it sounds like I'm being racist right now, but I'm not. Because maybe I'm being culturalist. It's a culture. I used to listen to Run DMC when I was a kid. One of the popular verses in there was like, people judging other people by the color of skin. No, we're not. Here's a perfect example of me not judging other people by their color of skin. My dentist is Indian. He has brown skin. And I trust that man with my life. I recommend everybody to him. He is fantastic. And he has brown skin. I love the dude. I give him Christmas cards I don't even know if the dude celebrates Christmas. I give him, he's awesome. I mean, he is an awesome dentist. He's super kind, super gentle, professional, knows exactly what he's doing, treats me with respect. And what does he get in return? He gets respect in return. And he's brown, folks. He's brown. He's a brown man. I'm not judging him by the color of his skin. I am judging him by the content of his character. Now, if I was sitting in the dentist chair in his office for the first time, and around the corner comes this motherfucker with sagging jeans going, hey man, we were gonna fix your teeth up real good, man. Open your motherfucking mouth real quick. Let me stick my fingers in there and see what your mouth be looking like, motherfucker. If he was talking like that, do you think I'd let him work in my mouth? If he reeked of alcohol? If he reeked of weed? You think I'd let him work on my mouth? You think I'd recommend him to other people? If he had no class, if he had no professionalism, if he didn't give a fuck about anything. I work with a black guy in my company. He's the head of compliance. I get the utmost respect for the guy. I send him IMs all the time and I ask him compliance questions. He's a great guy. He's African American. um, he was able to escape, whatever, or his family was able to escape whatever mindset the American black has. He was able to make something out of himself. He wears normal clothes. He wears a belt. His pants fit. He knows how to speak. He knows how to treat other people. Don't judge him by the color of his skin. Judge him by the content of his character. That's what we want to do, though. It's human nature, really, is what it is. And if it wasn't human nature, if it was just a race thing, then you wouldn't see a bunch of white trash pieces of shit in mobile home parks, blaming everything, blaming all their problems on somebody else. That's just what losers do. I'm sorry. There's white trash, there's black trash, there's Asian trash, there's all kinds of trash out there. Trash is trash. The biggest problem with the black culture is the percentage of blacks who are considered black trash. It's tragic. It's tragic. But they don't call them black trash. They call them the other word, ending in a hard ER. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. They call them that. We're not allowed to call them that. Chris Rock, there's two types of black people. There's black people and there's beep. Right? Every time one group tries to have a good time, the other group comes around and fucks everything up. Okay. The problem is that there's such a high percentage of the other group. It's a problem. How did we get there? I don't know. Why it's not getting better? I don't know. I actually think it's getting worse. Therefore, you might want to try the Seinfeld theory on it. Remember George Costanza from Seinfeld? Couldn't figure out why he could not get a girlfriend, or at least a girlfriend who was worthwhile. He didn't know how to talk to women. He was just terrible with women. One episode, Jerry finally was like, maybe you should do the opposite of what you've been doing all along. Now I know it's just funny and it's just an episode. It's not real life, but there's a lesson there. If what you're doing isn't working, don't double down on the thing that isn't working. Right? If you're fishing in a river and you're using, I don't know, what are you using? Donuts on the end of a hook. You're not catching anything. You find that the donuts keep falling off the hook. Do you go from a powdered donut to chocolate? See if that works. If that doesn't work, then you go to a glazed. If that doesn't work, then what do? Go to a jelly filled? See if that works. If that doesn't work, you go to a Boston cream. There's all kinds of donuts you can try. There's a million different kind of donuts you can try to go fishing. Maybe you should try a completely different method. Throw money at a problem. Didn't work. Okay, throw more money at the problem. Yeah, that still didn't work. Shit, that wasn't okay, let's throw even more money at the problem. It still didn't work. Holy shit, okay. Let's print $10 trillion. Just give it to every black person. Just like, here you go. Here's your reparations. That's probably what's coming next. Here's your reparations. Every black person gonna get $500,000. If that ever happens, it's going to be really funny to see where all that money goes. It's going to be really funny to see how long it takes that money to get into the hands of white people. We're going to have insane inflation if that happens, because they're just going to go out and spend it like there's no tomorrow. And then you're going to have a bunch of white people who are like, how can I get them to spend their money with me? You're going to get all kinds of funny ass shit. There's going to be black real estate scams. There's going to be every commercial is going to be designed to separate black people from their money if they ever get reparations, like big amounts of reparations, just so it can end up back in the hands of the white man. Does that make the white man evil? I mean, yeah, but he's no more evil than anybody else is. My thing is, it ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. One other thing that they seem to be trying to do now, which they think probably will work, and I don't know, whoever they is. We all know who they is, right? This whole notion of interracial couples, now that's like the big thing everywhere. Nothing wrong with interracial dating, by the way. There's nothing wrong with it. But I find it interesting that the push in that, like, it's part of the agenda. Why? Well, I'll tell you. It's fucking, isn't it plain as the nose on your face? Why? Isn't it obvious why? Because if everybody's caramel colored, then everybody's the same color. Everybody's like, there's no more feeling inferior if everybody's got light brown, tight curly hair, mulatto, 1/4 white, 1/4 black, 1/4 Japanese, 1/4 Hispanic, whatever. If everybody's mixed, then it's like now we can't point the finger at anybody except rich people. You still point the finger at them. And who's rich? Anybody who makes $1 a year more than you. That's who. You make $89,999. You hate everybody who makes 90 grand and more. That's them's the rich people. Again, I'm not saying that rich people aren't evil. They are. But they ain't more evil than you are. Your poor ass is evil. Your black ass is evil. Your dumb ass is evil. Everybody's evil. Everybody. Rich, poor, smart, dumb, white, black, everything in between. Bye.